What's up, everybody? It is JOSHTHEJSYSTEM here. Welcome back to more WWE Supercard, primarily for the campaign. Now, in our last time out, we had officially crushed our way through the countdown tier. Well, Ember, the countdown section, and now we are officially on our way through main event. We will see how far we get. I can't verify how far we will get, but we will see where we go. From here, it's going to get a whole lot harder. If you think just me getting that one loss was something, just wait and see. So, beforehand, as always, I just take a good look at who's sitting above me, and Astro Death. A little bit less. Anyone else sitting up there? And Perk. And as always, unless the tier gets a little bit out of hand to the point where we are in desperate need, where we're going to need Mr. Austin here, chances are we're going to try to avoid using him probably as much as possible. All things considered, I think that's going to be the main focus. Every chance we get, if we can, we'll try to avoid using him unless I intentionally do it for you guys' sake, because you guys know, as you guys should know, if I do use him, it's a call out to it. You call out what the match was, in which tier section. So like say, oh, you used it in main event, match 5, we'll say, for example. No, that's not a free shot where I'm going to use it. I'm just saying. And in my next video, or depending on things, because everything's going to be done one by one. But in my next video, you will get a shout out, a personal shout out, as the videos will start. Where I will basically read off the name of the person who will basically give you guys a shout out. Thank you for supporting the channel, obviously. And that's how it will go. And obviously, if you do end up doing multiples, I can't give you more than one shout out per set of tiers. So what that will mean, because I've decided how that's going to go. So basically, until a new tier drops, you won't be able to get another shout out until the next tier drops in the game. So that's basically how that'll go. So it'll basically be, okay, this is when it happens, and from there. So essentially you can do it once in this section, and then you have to wait till the next section, and you can do it again. So like, for example, let's say so-and-so got me on match 4. They could get me in Challenger as well. That's how that will work. That's exactly how it will work. It's that simple. Nothing too chaotic, nothing too crazy, as we are making our way through what is now Rewind for now. And yes, it's Rewind until we hit about halfway through, in which case it will shift to WrestleMania 42. And in which case, I'm going to say this now, hold on to your hats, because it's going to pick up in difficulty. So hopefully by then, if we manage to finish out campaign, which shouldn't take us too much longer before we're there. So I'm figuring 4 more. I'm figuring it will take roughly 4. Like, it shouldn't take us too much more before we're gonna. I say 4 more, but I'm like, I really can't even be judgmental on that because I don't specifically know what exactly I'm going to be facing and how much more difficult it's going to get. And my best guess is maybe hope to play so there's a reason why I tend to mention the dates that these videos are taking place on for a very specific reason. Is so you know what is active at the time of Supercard. So like today, this video is being recorded on the 10th of June. And what that means is Kyrie's Sane special edition card has just dropped in the game. So hopefully we can play her and we can work with that. Getting her perhaps before too long, because if not, because we still have a few females in Leviathan that we can work with in the meantime, but at the same time I'm like, okay, well, if we get her, it'll be nice, because we're only going to have one until the end. At the end of the quest, because I don't think I have any means of getting another one. I might be misremembering. I have. Oh, I might because of the open 25 packs part of the quest. So there's that. So we've been basically making that progress with, and as such, with certain things, because we took that loss in that one video, now the loss meter is going to be up on in the webcam if you guys were curious. For those who may come to the channel and are new and be like, well, what is up with that number? Well, that's what's up with the number. Because I tend to keep track of my losses. At certain points, I might be coming up with new ideas where I might even do like a live stream at the end of the month on the channel to have a little fun to interact with you guys. So you guys can get to. Or I might do it. Either I want to do that, or what I would like to do is set that up for like for our subscriber milestones, like a certain amount of subscribers, and do a live stream of it doesn't necessarily have to be this. We'll just pick something at random of whatever games I have in my library and just hammer it home. I might do randomizers. I might do just. We could just do even just like random quizzes on. And just have you guys go along and we just have a little fun. But we'll see how that goes in the future of what the plans are. So I'm not certain on exactly what the plan is yet. So I am trying to push forward in that direction. Just breezing along through this. Since at certain stuff I'm kind of blasé about it right now. It is what it is. If you happen to notice something very significant right now, it is this, is that for those who haven't, if it hasn't been made apparent to those who are watching right now, it's that I've hit the max number of blue crystals. And what I think would be it's just gonna fly through, or I'm just gonna land hitting I'm just gonna keep flying through, just getting draft picks. Really, it's nothing else. The blue crystals are gone until there's a card I absolutely need. Like, there is 2 cards in particular I would say I would need at this junction, and they revolve around blue. They are Shinsuke Nakamura and Sheamus. There are other cards that I may need, but that comes with territory of where I may need them in a future run of the game if I decide to open this now, because I need to start building my other cards up, and I need to keep myself in the fold. So the main focus over the next few days is going to kind of be figuring out what exactly Immortality is going to throw at me for whether it's going to be male or female, and somehow if I can pull off the be-all end-all of a lucky break for myself and manage to score myself a win. So unfortunately, I over the weekend, or actually on Monday, could not catch a break to save my skin at that point. I tried so hard, no matter what version I did, it was just not helping. Nothing I did was making a difference, and fully it hurt to see, because it felt like no matter what I did, it was like, it felt like no matter how much stronger I got, my deck was just not living up to expectations. It wasn't meeting it wasn't coming up to speed against opponents, but at the same time, I can't really say that I was like, oh, my deck could have been better, it could have been this, it could have been that, because no, I can't say that, because there's just a section where you have to start looking at it like this, and it's that you have to know what you have, and in that meantime you need to start beefing up your deck, because you don't know exactly how many cards are going to be used. Like, I was not expecting to be forced to use 40 cards, and so you don't know how many they're going to use. So in light of that, I've been trying to beef up and follow every single itchy today. It's been a sense of just like beefing up every single WrestleMania 42 card I have, because obviously I don't have that many Leviathan cards. So it's been the case of, okay, this is what I have, what else can I do? Like, there are 2 in particular I could beef up, and if I do beef them up, it will work. It will definitely work, and that is finishing off Gunter WrestleMania 42, and then getting my butt rolling on Danhausen. WrestleMania 42, because one of them is on the verge, and as always, we can't forget, because we pulled it, and that's a token. Just have to stop and just have some fun with it. So, with everything else that has happened, like with all that is going on, with stuff like that, to know that I need those two in particular, and I'm getting close to like clearing up. But they're also big name cards that I still have that are actually that could actually be stronger than those in particular. So it's like, okay, well, I have that, and I'm not like taking into consideration of it. So I've been constantly saying, okay, well, why not focus on them as well? So I've been kind of being like, so beforehand, I've been kind of like looking at it like, okay, I have 5 slots I use in my Rumble. I use 1 slot for Leviathan cards. Second slot goes for pros. So if there's a Leviathan pro, it automatically goes in that spot. Nothing else can take that spot over. And then my 3rd, 4th, and 5th slot are all WrestleMania 42s because obviously you got to do something with that. That's just kind of how it is. So currently, the only 2 cards that I had to work on were essentially Steiner, and now recently I just, because I made some moves to make this happen, the Earthquake backstage, so now that's happened. And because I got the Quake Burger, that also adds some very high level of power to my battle. And whereas that becomes my greatest asset right now is going to be the Quake Burger, and even over that, because when looking at certain cards, you have to know what does what and where. And right now, knowing full well that I have to play, and the fact that there is still a whole nother section of campaign to go yet. So getting all these bonuses ahead of time is good, because that right now I think makes it Quake like 1.6 in power alone. So I think that's a very good booster. I have been tempted to do a little bit more with certain cards, just like obviously add more to the deck in terms of like deciding, okay, maybe I need to find different ways of training and just throw 1 card in and then just say heck with it. But at the same time, if I do that might cause more of an issue where, oh, I'm doing that, but what about everything else? And where I might run into a problem later. So I kind of want to stop myself at certain points and going, no, don't do that. Do not do that. Earlier on, I would be fine with it. If I was back in amateur, I'd be like, sure, fine, whatever, because I have a huge plateau to climb. You know, it's there. But now, being so close to where I'm at, I struck the coin. It's gonna be a problem. Like, that's what I want. Ooh. You two together. Maybe before, probably by the end of the video, I'll pick up the last of the cards, all the cards that I've won in this, and we'll see just how far we've come and how much further we have to go. Because all those rewards only do so much for you, and you also realize just how much those rewards are going to tell you exactly where you're at. Do I expect to be at match 42 by the end? No, I don't. I do not expect to be there because obvious reasons why. What I hope is that if I do not have them, is that the support of Kiana James and the Obafemi ambush guard, that I at least have them pros by the end for this tier, and then I can just say adios to the rest of them. By the time we get to the end, I can just go, okay, this is what I have. And just using, and just start saying to myself, okay, this is what we have. We have all of these cards. You can just start dumping them now because they're not worth the time. Because you're running out of card room constantly, and at least support-wise, I can turn something into some kind of magic. Mr. Perfect is in the books. Now we know going straight for Bianca, that means that will be the first card that's completed already for me. Imagine what would happen at the end of this league if I finish it and I get 2 of El Hijo, Del Vikingo. So this past week, so I keep you guys up to date on what happened. I got Nia Jax from WrestleMania 42, and then I got another El Hijo, so for Fortification 1. For her, I believe, Fortification 2. So right now, Nia's literally becoming the most powerful female card I can probably muster up. And the more I get of her, like, well, at least in terms of WrestleMania 42, I believe, at the moment. So the more of her I get, the better, because then it eliminates another bad card in that position. So let's say I don't get out here, and instead I end up getting 2 Mayas. I'd probably end up working on both, so I'll make that a pro instead. Until I get another single Naya, and then I'd be like, okay, well that's where we're at now. If it came down to it, because if I'm right about that and I have her at Fortification 1 already, or if I have her at Fortification 2, that's when I gotta start thinking about this effectively. Did you just get done saying I'm scared of Montez Ford? A little bit. Scared of how high that man can get. That dude can get some serious hang. I'll be honest, if I'm laying underneath him, waiting for him to deliver his frog splash, I'd be like, I think my anxiety would flare up throughout waiting for him to land. Because for some, it might seem like, oh, he lands right away. No, he don't. For somebody who probably has anxiety, he probably lands. It probably takes forever. one of these counts. The one I think it is. Dynamite! What's the other thing I had that gave me a shot at her? Oh, I haven't even had one shot yet. Some of the cards I've been adding their older pictures, but have been like more of their sweeter images because they're just it. They're just sweet. The images are awesome, and for some, it's because they're older special edition cards that couldn't be images couldn't be used before. Others are older battle pass images. Like for example, the Finn Balor image I use for my profile pic right now is from the Pantheon, and it's the battle pass one, but it's one of his most awesome versions. I have a feeling this is going to be 7 every single time. It's because it is. And I'm getting a little bit testy about it now. I have 3 rolls. Boom. That's right. I was working on Boom earlier. Let's try to dust some of these cards away. Is there anybody else? No. Now we have 13 again. Why I went to dust instead of draft board, I do not know. I'll find my way there eventually. Draft pick is making me a little bit happier. Because a lot of them are resets. Well, at least we got some tokens. Last one. Okay, where do we sit on that little number? 8 more. Next one could be the last. Second. When I said that, I meant referring to the next time I have 50 draft picks. Could be the last time I need to for the tokens. Or not the tokens, the resets. Because generally speaking, I just scored big. That's kind of what we want, more or less. So, Heather was on this board. I'm really not how much do I have? No, it's not worth it, not for the WrestleMania one. The only reason I say that is because I definitely need some Leviathan equipment. That's going to be worth it much more than that. Not this time. Bust our way through. Next, Bianca. Is the EST second BEST? Saw what I did there, didn't you? Oh, I still would have upset her by saying that. No doubt in my mind. Here we go. See, I'm getting nervous already by seeing that happening a little too frequently. You guys aren't seeing it the way I'm seeing it. Let's see, I'm seeing 800K. Izzy's only got, if she doesn't get a booster, she's only at 1.062. That's not good in comparison. I'd be worried if I wasn't already partially blind in that eye. Look at anybody that's an up arrow right now. That's, probably with the exception of Paige, would probably be needing any work. Maybe. I don't know how many matches she still needs. I know I have her in the pro slot for the women in the Rumble. We passed somebody. She still needs 30 matches. Is that a 42 equipment? It is, but it's for Paige. I have to take a... I'm going to take a shot with this just because with it being Paige, it also means it could be something more helpful. I'll take it. Which also means the next 4 matches are going to be hectic. A basic one isn't worth it. A one that's applied to that applies to a superstar is more worth it because there's an extra category involved. Even though it was not that category, it still helps in the long run because adding to power means I get more to another category that helps. Plus, she's still 30 away, and I have Charlotte's vote on WrestleMania 42 Charlotte until I either A, manage to get lucky enough to make something happen here, or B, I just choose to swap up when necessary, which also could be a thing, depending. And if I have to swap them, it's not that hard, really. You just got to step out of campaigns and do it, which then turns into a very interesting situation when I have to do that. I don't see it being the biggest problem, but definitely one that's definitely going to stick out eventually. How much more we have left on that? 2 more. I'm so not gonna lie, that caught me off guard. I was missing something on the side of my head. It was my poster, it was my banner in the background. Bianca is not going to beat me. Know who that's for. Don't mess with me. That's not the worst. Could be better though. It could be better, but it's not, like I said, it's not the worst thing in the world. I think I'm ready to pick up 5 more lots. That's a token. That one didn't even give me a reset. That's a good finish. Claim these. Okay, so I had the ambush. I was going to say, now give me the Kiana, and I would be all set of knowing if I had both. Okay, so just go to recent, go right here and here. Yep. Let's finish it out. Come on. Give me a reset to finish this. It's not the Kyrie, but that's still a pro, so I will take it. We can pile that on for the finish. Okay, all this can be knocked out. All right, so I'm going to stop it here. So we're going to pick this up in the next part. So hopefully we'll be able to either finish this out in the next part, or we'll be pretty darn close. So thank you to everybody who stopped by to watch. I appreciate it. If you like the content I am putting out here, you can leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Then you can click over to right here for my most viewed video, and down over here, depending on where I'm pointing at, honestly, where the videos may end up, is my most recent video. You can catch that one there. I mean, obviously this would be the most recent one, but obviously the most recent one before this one. And you can check that out. And I will see you guys in the next video. This is JOSHTHEJSYSTEM signing out for now. Take care, everyone, and have a good night.